You will be dazzled by my charm.
Good morning, Tropico! I am Juanito, and this is Tropico News Today, keeping a finger on the pulse of the nation. Stay tuned to TNT for the best music and the most optimistic news.
Do not touch me. You will be dazzled by my charm.
Hoy está maduro al otro día, aunque nunca le den el sol, aunque tú lo veas distinto, el proceso sigue y sigue y cada día se pone más pinto. Por eso el vecino mío, su mujer lo abandonó. Ella dice que él es raro y que su guiño no se maduró. Por eso el vecino mío, su mujer lo abandonó. Ella dice que él es raro y que su guiño no se maduró.
Yo no sé lo que le pasa, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que él se le queda verde, pero el mío se pone maduro. Yo no sé lo que le pasa, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que él se le queda verde, pero el mío se pone maduro.
Por eso el vecino mío, su mujer lo abandonó. Ella dice que él es raro y que su guineo no se maduró. Por eso el vecino mío, su mujer lo abandonó. Ella dice que él es raro y que su guineo no se maduró.
Yo no sé lo que le pasa, por aquí te lo aseguro.
Buenos días.
Que él se le queda verde, pero el mío se pone maduro. Yo no sé lo que le pasa, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que él se le queda verde, pero el mío se pone maduro.
Las muchachas de mi barrio se pasan de arriba abajo, mirando por la ventana a ver si el guineo ya se ha madurado. Las muchachas de mi barrio se pasan de arriba abajo, mirando por la ventana a ver si el guineo ya se ha madurado.
No sé lo que le pasa, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que él se le queda verde, pero el mío se pone maduro. No sé lo que le pasa, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que él se le queda verde, pero el mío se pone maduro. Se le queda verde, pero el mío se pone maduro. Yo no sé lo que le pasa, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que él se le queda verde, pero el mío se pone maduro.
Yo no sé lo que le pasa, por eso te lo aseguro. Si a él se le queda verde, mamita, mira, yo te lo juro. Yo no sé lo que le pasa, por eso te lo aseguro. Si a él se le queda verde, mamita, mira, yo lo aseguro.
Yo no sé lo que le pasa, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que él se le queda verde, pero el mío se pone maduro. Yo no sé lo que le pasa, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que él se le queda verde, pero el mío se pone maduro.
Si a él se le queda verde, el mío se pone maduro. Por eso es que la muchacha siempre lo busca, yo te lo juro. Si a él se le queda verde, el mío se pone maduro. Por eso es que la muchacha siempre lo busca, yo te lo juro.
Yo no sé lo que le pasa, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que él se le queda verde, pero el mío se pone maduro. Yo no sé lo que le pasa, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que él se le queda verde, pero el mío se pone maduro.
¿Qué ocurre?
Today, we have a special weather report from El Presidente himself. He predicts the night will be calm, starry, and sunny. Remember that our presidente is always right, even when he's wrong.
Be dazzled by my charm.
Some people are hoping that the government will build us a hospital in the near future. I, for one, rejoice to see the cruel, hypocritical face of our politicians exposed as they explain how we are too poor to have a hospital, then travel to Florida for their own medical treatments. Presidente rewarded the farmer responsible for the discovery of an oil deposit with a tin metal, 2 skinny chickens, and a half-dead cow. I find this action extremely offensive and degrading, but the worst part is that the farmer was actually happy with his reward.
¿Qué necesita?
La gata loca deja la cama y cuando duerme el mundo, ella practica su kung fu. Ella lucha con los fantasmas que solamente ella puede.
Good morning, Tropico! The sun is shining bright, and let me tell you, it's a great day to celebrate democracy. Yesterday, I spoke with the Yankee ambassador, Mr. Adams, and things are looking good for our relations with the Americanos. Uncle Sam has promised to foster and strengthen our young democracy here in Tropico and keep us safe from the red threat.
Prettiest ruler of all.
Tropico. As I speak, our revolutionary brothers and sisters are taking the fight to the oppressors, striking at the heart of this cruel regime. Help them with everything you can, and our just cause will prevail.
Si tú no tienes a mi negra, no te voy a dar tu cosa. Medio loca.
My subjects love me because I am so beautiful.
Esta gata es medio loca y lo que no sabes tú, se me fue para un gimnasio y empezó a estudiar Kung Fu. Día 4 de diciembre, la gata se me subió y me dijo:
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the prettiest ruler of all?
mi gatica, qué rica. Gatica mía.
My subjects love me because I am so beautiful.
¡Qué barbaridad! Te voy a llevar conmigo, gata loca, si tú no te pones para las cosas. Ella no me hace caso.
Tropico is spiraling into debt as the money in the national treasury has been depleted. If measures are not taken soon, the financial situation on the island may deteriorate rapidly.
Como hay locas, Ave María. Ponte pa' tu cosa, gata loca.
You are late. Hurry and do my manicure.
Bailetes son sabrosos, negra, ponte pa' la cosa, gata loca. Camina, 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 camina y ven para mañana, que la cosa aquí está sabrosa, gata loca. Baila, ya me lo digo, melón, corazón de melón. Que te dan araña, me haces todo.
Coincidencia, yo no creo en brujería. Un guineo que está verde hoy está maduro al otro día. Aunque nunca le dé el sol, aunque tú lo veas distinto, el proceso sigue y sigue y cada día se pone más lento. Por eso el vecino mío, su mujer lo abandonó. Ella dice que él es raro y que su guineo no se maduró. Por eso el vecino mío, su mujer lo abandonó. Ella dice que él es raro y que su guineo no se maduró. gran coincidencia, yo no creo en brujería. Un guiño que está verde hoy está maduro al otro día. Aunque nunca le den el sol, aunque tú lo veas distinto, el proceso sigue y sigue y cada día se pone más pinto. Por eso el vecino mío, su mujer lo abandonó. Ella dice que él es raro y que su guiño no se maduró. Por eso el vecino mío, su mujer lo abandonó. Ella dice que él es raro y que su guiño no se maduró.
Yo no sé lo que le pasa a él, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que de se le queda verde, pero no se pone maduro. Yo no sé lo que le pasa a él, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que de se le queda verde, pero no se pone maduro.
Por eso el vecino mío, su mujer lo abandonó. Ella dice que él es raro y que su guiño no se maduró.
I am bored. Entertained.
Ella dice que él es raro y que
Do I have to do everything myself around here?
Have you heard of El Presidente's childhood home? Some of the items which can be seen there are El Presidente's wooden horse and his favorite teddy bear, affectionately called Missia, and a collection of toy soldiers with which he used to quell make-believe rebellions as a kid.
si el guiño ya se ha madurado.
Yo no sé lo que le pasa a él, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que de se le queda verde, pero no se pone maduro. Yo no sé lo que le pasa a él, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que de se le queda verde, pero no se pone maduro. Se le queda verde, pero no se pone maduro. Yo no sé lo que le pasa a él, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que de se le queda verde, pero no se pone maduro.
Yo no sé lo que le pasa, por eso te lo aseguro. Si a él se le queda verde, mamita, mira, yo te lo juro. Yo no sé lo que le pasa, por eso te lo aseguro. Si a él se le queda verde, mamita, mira, yo lo aseguro.
Today's news. Democracy is knocking on the door of El Presidente as the people of Tropico are demanding elections in the upcoming year. Will this be the end of El Presidente's tyrannical regime? Let the voice of the people be heard. We shall not fail. Adelante, compañeros.
Te lo juro, si a él se le queda verde, el mío se pone maduro. Por eso es que las muchachas siempre lo buscan, yo te lo juro.
Yo no sé lo que le pasa a él, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que de se le queda verde, pero no se pone maduro. Yo no sé lo que le pasa a él, por aquí te lo aseguro. Que de se le queda verde, pero no se pone maduro.
Betty Boom, the voice of truth. Can't you all see the greedy exploitation of nature? How the selected few cut down our trees, dig up our earth, and squander our resources, aided by the corrupt regime of El Presidente. Soon, it will be a
Do
day of
not
reckoning,
touch
and
me.
environmentalists will show us the way.
The people will be dazzled by my charm. You are late. Hurry and do my anthem.
Compañeros and compañeras, the importance of the upcoming elections has brought me before you. We are one step closer to our
My
goals.
subjects
Victory
love
is
me
almost
because I am
upon us,
so
but we must still push forward. We have problems, as does any other nation. Insufficient housing, for
Mirror,
example.
mirror
But we
on the
also
wall,
face adversities
who's the prettiest
other nations do
ruler of
not
all?
have to deal with. They do not have to suffer from the appetites of the USSR toward our nation. Through my years of presidency, I have received your gratitude, my compañeros. Alas, I am nothing but a humble servant, and you are my masters, my employers. Now I bow to the superior morality of the religious Tropicans, who absolve our sins in the face of God. As a nation, we have come a long way, but we still have a long way before us to reach our goals. God is my witness that we will build a church in Tropico during my next mandate. Let's see if our opponents have the cojones to face our united front.
Entertain.
Dear listeners of TNT Radio, do you remember the old days when everything was so much easier? People would do what they were told. For free, I might add, and they never complained. Well, things are different now, as there are people openly protesting on the streets. The Presidente has stated that these strikes are staged by his enemies. Personally, I believe him, but convincing the general population may not be so easy.
Working-class heroes, we lost these elections. But I would like to congratulate you with everything we've achieved. Yes, El Presidente may have stolen some votes from the ignorant masses, but the true sons and daughters of Tropico have shown this authoritarian puppet that their allegiance cannot be bought so easily. March on, comrades. March on! Victory is close! The corruption of the government has spread to the island's military as well, leading to a full-fledged coup. Will a military government be better than El Presidente's tyrannical regime? Either way, the proletarians will continue to suffer, while the class enemy parasites on their labor.
Late. Hurry and do my manicure. My subjects love me because I am so beautiful. Hurry and do my manicure.
La noche me llama, 24 de junio, aquí en Canadá. No hay
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the prettiest ruler of all?
The following international news has been taken off air due to recent amendments of the Positive Broadcast Act. Now let us enjoy some music. And next, the How Big Is Your Banana Talk Show!
Oye, ¿dónde está mi chica? Que no la puedo encontrar.
is a sad day for Tropico. An unspeakable act shook our island just a few hours ago as some traitorous coward has tried to assassinate our great leader. Among the suspects are virtually all foreign intelligence agencies. The presidential advisor, Penultimo, a toucan-worshipping environmentalist, and an old hermit who supposedly lives in a bird's nest and prays in the lotus pose.
I am bored. Entertain me.
My spies reported that El Presidente plans to construct a grade school. How cute! Who is he trying to deceive now? Do not believe that he cares for your children. This so-called school is actually a large brainwashing machine set to produce obedient little zombies who will never doubt the system and will never fight back.
Have passed since El Presidente came to power on the island. It is hard to tell what the future will hold for our leader, but one thing is certain. It will be interesting. Our small island has reached a grand number of 100 people. Our community is growing by the minute. Special report. That new rebel fad has grown out of proportion. They are attacking buildings now. El Presidente stated he is shocked and appalled by this unprovoked attack on the peace and democracy in Tropico.
Dazzled by my charm.
Friends, comrades, compañeros, I want to stress on the great progress we have made. Production has increased steadily, exceeding 25% in some areas. I tell you, we will complete the 5-year plan in 4 years. This is progress.
Entertainment.
Yes, there are problems. There will always be problems, especially in the current economic situation. The shacks in the cities, about which I hear so much these days, is one of them. And it will be resolved, as will all others, in time, as the global economy stabilizes. Through my years of presidency, I have received your gratitude, my compañeros. Alas, I am nothing but a humble servant, and you are my masters, my employers. Now is the time to express my gratitude for the environmentalists protecting the gifts that Mother Nature has bestowed on Tropico. As a nation, we have come a long way. But we still have a long way before us to reach our goals. I promise to you that in my next term, people will no longer have to live in shacks. Our victory will allow me to finish the reforms.
De noche hasta la amanezca, a beber, ron y cerveza. De noche hasta la amanezca.
I, Betty Boom, am sorely disappointed in you, people of Tropico. Like a flock of sheep, you have voted for the same tyrannical regime that spits on your freedoms and tramples your rights. If you were able to see beyond your noses, you could have seen past the lies of El Presidente. Open your hearts to the truth and it will set you free.
Dear listeners of TNT Radio, do you remember the old days when everything was so much easier? People would do what they were told. For free, I might add, and they never complained. Well, things are different now as there are people openly protesting on the streets. El Presidente has stated that these strikes are staged by his enemies. Personally, I believe him, but convincing the general population may not be so easy.
De noche hasta la amanezca.
¿Sí?
De noche hasta la amanezca. A beber ron y cerveza. De noche hasta la amanezca. A beber ron y cerveza. De noche hasta la amanezca.
Of the Great Revolution. We have succeeded in yet another goal. Every man, woman, and child in Tropico knows the true face of our arch enemy, El Presidente. In order to lull the tyrant into a false sense of comfort, some of our comrades are displaying a show of respect for our grotesque leader. After he gets comfortable enough, we'll deliver the lethal blow to his evil empire.
Oye, ¿dónde está mi chica? Que no la puedo encontrar.
society boom, the voice of truth. I have sad news for you today. As the printing press is making money for the Presidente, we are all getting poorer and prices are jumping through the sky. It is yet another way to rob the people of Tropico. Do you want it?
You will
Make
be
your own
dazzled
choice,
by my
comrade.
charm.
Tu amor, linda chica, ven acá, porque estás lejos de mí. Ven conmigo, bésame, tú te quedas aquí. Oye, es que la quiero demasiado.
Juanito with the world news. The Cold War has just gotten a bit hotter. Fearing a communist takeover, U.S. forces have occupied the Dominican Republic. Nations in the region seem hard-pressed to take sides in the struggle between the two superpowers.
I am bored. Entertain me. Watch me. Will be dazzled by my charm.
Listeners of Free Tropico, aren't you bored sick from the lack of entertainment on our island? Shooting at Juanito is no fun anymore, and my boys are getting restless. They want to gamble, they want to drink booze, all go with scantily clad women and shed tears at the stupid Yankee movies. So a little message to our presidente. Entertain us or we will entertain you. Wait, that didn't come out as I meant it. Tropicans, the importance of the upcoming elections has brought me before you. We are one step closer to our goals. Victory is almost upon us, but we must still push forward. Yes, there are problems. There will always be problems, especially in the current economic situation. The shacks in the cities, about which I hear so much these days, is one of them. And it will be resolved, as will all others, in time, as the global economy stabilizes. Through my years of presidency, I have received your gratitude, my compañeros. Alas, I am nothing but a humble servant, and you are my masters, my employers. I must, in turn, pay my respects to you, the everyday workers, especially to the communists. I have great plans for Tropico, plans that will be felt by everyone, even the least fortunate of you. Upscale entertainment and fiesta, my friends. This is what I will give you after I win the elections. Fatherland or death, we will win.
Touch me. Do not touch me. Talking with all these people is hard work. Talking with all these people is hard work.
A beber, ron y cerveza, de noche hasta la amanezca. A beber, ron y cerveza, de noche hasta la amanezca.
Special report. That new rebel fad has grown out of proportion. They are attacking buildings now. El Presidente stated he is shocked and appalled by this unprovoked attack on the peace and democracy in Tropico. Black gold is the word on everyone's lips. A massive oil refinery has been constructed on the island shoreline. As prices of oil are expected to soar in the coming years, this refinery can become the backbone of the island's economy.
subjects to love me because I am so beautiful.
Today, we have a special weather report from El Presidente himself. He predicts the night will be calm, starry, and sunny. Remember that our Presidente is always right, even when he's wrong.
Esta noche, dame tu amor. Linda chica, ven acá, porque estás lejos de mí. Ven conmigo, bésame, tú te quedas aquí. Oye, es que la quiero demasiado.
My subjects love me because I am so beautiful. You will be dazzled by my charm.
Arriba le llevo mi mambo. Oso guajiro. Yes. Vamos a mi sombra. Que Camagüey me está escuchando.
am so beautiful. I am bored. Entertain.
And now some refreshingly bizarre news for a change. One of our immigrants in America, a worker named Manuel Huracan, sued a television company for making his wife fat and his children dumb. He said, "I believe the reason I smoke and drink and my wife is overweight is because we watch TV every day for the last 10 years.
Adorable Betty Boom with today's scandal. Our puppeteer, El Presidente, has finally shown his true face. This year's elections are cancelled and the population is in disarray. All who have doubted my words now have solid proof of the treachery of the current regime. Only the ideals of the revolution can save us in these dark times. Rise up, brothers and sisters! Viva la revolution!
Today is a sad day for Tropico. An unspeakable act shook our island just a few hours ago as some traitorous coward has tried to assassinate our great leader. Among the suspects are virtually all foreign intelligence agencies. The presidential advisor, Penultimo, a toucan-worshipping environmentalist, and an old hermit who supposedly lives in a bird's nest and prays in the lotus pose.
Presidente, you accomplished the impossible. Your mandate is over, and you are still in one piece. Several heads of state have arrived on our island to congratulate you personally for this outstanding feat. Even Betty Boom has pledged her allegiance to you, although we told her you'd end your mandate sooner if she did. The courage you showed while dealing with the traitors in the army is an inspiration to us all. Who cares about that? They're waiting for us at the fiesta. Let's party!